mascot. And as we said, Arkansas players are wearing white pants, scarlet red jerseys and helmets, and scarlet socks today. The Longhorns are all white. White jerseys, white pants, white helmets with orange trim. The football teams are back on field, Texas and Arkansas. The game of this centennial year of the college football is about to begin. 45,000 screaming fans, including the nation's president, other dignitaries are ready. The scene is Razorback Stadium, sausage factory or hamburger stand. We'll see as the game progresses as we see the president's helicopter coming in for a landing south of the stadium. Here to describe all the great grid action today, Connie Alexander.
Good afternoon, everybody, everywhere, on our regular Humble Football Network, and today to servicemen around the world, and also to our special civilian network in Alaska. We're only seconds away from the dream game that has captured the imagination of a nation, including its president, who is arriving today by helicopter at the south end of the gridiron. Numerous other notables are here. This is the battle for the conference championship, for the right to host Notre Dame in the Cotton Bowl, and probably for the national championship. Arkansas has won the toss. Arkansas will kick and defend the north goal to our left. The wind is to their backs, about 5 miles per hour. It's almost negligible. Steel gray skies, threatening rain, and a Niagara of cheers is pouring down, cascading upon this field. An overflow assemblage. 100 years of collegiate football has boiled down now to the moment of truth as Arkansas prepares to kick off. And can you imagine the tension within those 22 lads on that field? Wherever you are, in the Eastern Hemisphere, the Western Hemisphere, around the world today, we're happy to have you with us, and we hope that we can capture for you the great tension and the great thrill that it is to be here for number 1 and number 2. McClard is ready to kick. Fire and Bertelsen standing at the goal line as the President of the United States arrives. Here's a kickoff, long and deep, a tremendous kick, 74 yards beyond the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and Texas will operate from its own 20 after the touchback. The helicopter carrying the president has landed to the south of the gridiron. It's approximately 75 yards away. He is just deplaning from the helicopter as Texas is ready to go. First down and 10 on its own 20 for the first play from scrimmage. They're at the line. Arkansas in a 4-4-2-1 defense. Texas in its famous Y or wishbone T with a left end split. Street has the snap. Street gives it on a counter play, and Coy, or rather Bertelsen, goes over left guard to the 21, and he is smashed by Rick Kersey after a gain of a yard. It'll be second down and 9 for Texas. Bertelsen, who came out of the game third in conference rushing with 711 yards, the leading rusher for Texas, gained 1 on the first down. Second down, 9 to go for Texas at the Texas 21-yard line. To the line of scrimmage against the 4-4-2-1 defense. The right end is split for Texas, the left end tight. It's a Y backfield. There is a fumble at the 23-yard line. A race for the ball. Arkansas recovers. Arkansas recovers at the Texas 22. There was a fumble on the handoff. It looked like a malfunction at the junction between Street and Wooster. Something was out of focus, and Bobby Field, the monster man for Arkansas, recovers at the Texas 22 for the first big break of the afternoon. Now Arkansas first and 10 to go at the Texas 22. Up and over the ball is the center, All-American Rod Brand. Flanker right, left end split, 2 running backs. Split 6 defense for Texas. Montgomery rolls left, passes, incomplete into the left flat on a play-action pass intended for the fullback Maxwell, who went off left tackle, angled out into the left hook zone. He was covered by Mike Kemble. That stops the clock with 14:21 gone. 14:21 to go in the opening quarter. It's a scoreless tie. Second down and 10. Arkansas operating at the Texas 22 after recovering a Texas fumble. To the line of scrimmage they come. Texas setting up a 4-man front, now moving its linebackers in there tight. Flanker right, split left end, 2 running backs for Arkansas. Montgomery, the quarterback, drops back in the cup, chunks to the left side, looking for Dicus out of his reach at the 10-yard line. Scott Henderson was applying a rush on Montgomery, and he didn't exactly have time to eat lunch then. It'll be third down and 10 to go. Arkansas at the Texas 22-yard line. The ball about 25 yards from the near side of the quadrangle. 44 seconds elapsed, no score. Arkansas coming to the line of scrimmage. Rod Brand, 226-pound center into the snapping position. It's a 4-4-2-1 defense. Tight right end, slot formation to the left side. Two speed backs to the left. Montgomery spreading left. Throwing toward the end zone, looking for Reese. Reese makes the catch, inbounds at the 2-yard line and goes out of bounds. Reese caught it just before going out of bounds on the Texas 2. A beautiful strike from Montgomery to John Reese of Arkansas. And Arkansas is on the Texas front court. First and goal to go with only 50 seconds of the first quarter left. First down, goal to go. Arkansas is huddling. Texas digging in now. Texas hanging by a thread. First and goal for Arkansas. I formation. Flanker, 15 yards to the right side of the right end. And Montgomery calls for a timeout. Montgomery, the Arkansas quarterback, wants a timeout as the crowd noise was so loud that he feared that his teammates could not hear him. John Reese has gone out and has been replaced by Bobby Nichols, who is a 204-pounder. When Arkansas gets inside the 10, they usually beef up their offense with heavier lads. Rick Neighbors in replacing Steinmark in the Texas defense. I formation, flanker, wide to the right side. It's a power I. Burnett knocks at left guard, trying for the touchdown and gets to about the 1-foot line. Bill Burnett, the top runner in the Southwest Conference with 818 yards. A man who has scored 19 touchdowns this year, took it to the lip of the cup. It's placed on the 1-yard line where Scott Henderson hit him first, and Danny Lester came up to finalize the tackle. Second down, goal to go. Arkansas, the Texas 1 at the far hash mark. To the line of scrimmage they come. Texas entrenching with about a 6'5 defense. Arkansas in a power I with a flanker wide to the right side. Montgomery gives it to Burnett. He springboards. He sails. He soars. He scores for Arkansas. Burnett scores as he dives over left tackle, and Arkansas leads 6-0. It's Arkansas 6, Texas nothing. The try for points to come as Arkansas scores with 1 minute 27 seconds gone, hardly before the President of the United States has had a chance to get into the stadium. McClard will kick. Rusher will hold. McClard is 38 out of 42 this year. It's on the way. It's perfection, and Arkansas leads 7-0. And here is Stan McKenzie.
That drive taking only 5 plays, Connie, moving 22 yards after Arkansas picked up the Texas fumble. And as you reported, Bill Montgomery went back to pass on 3 consecutive downs. He missed on the first 2, connected with John Reese on the 3rd attempt at the 2-yard line. From there, it took the Razorbacks just 2 plays to punch it in, and they lead with 13 minutes, 33 seconds remaining to play here in the first quarter. It's Arkansas 7 and Texas nothing.
Across the way, the Texas band. Texas is preparing to receive at the south goal to our right. Texas moving into a bit of a headwind here in the opening quarter as they now trail 7-0 to the team that is ranked number 2 in the nation. Texas ranked number 1 as they battle for the probable national championship. Another Marine helicopter is now arriving down at the south end of the stadium. And the two teams are having a momentary delay downfield. The receiving lads for Texas will be Cotton Spire and Jim Bertelson, who stand a yard behind their goal line as Bill McClard will kick off. Kicked a 56-yard field goal in high school. He is kicking with the wind, a slight breeze to his back, a 190-pound sophomore from Norman, Oklahoma. He will kick from almost the near hash mark at the North 40. An overflow crowd of 45,000. Texas in a 5-2-2-2 receiving alignment. Here's the advance by McClard and the kick, and it's high, a skyscraper windmilling 67 yards to Bertelson, who will ground it in the end zone for the Texas touchback. Texas will operate at its own 20. First down and 10 to go. So Texas took the opening kickoff, and then on the second down, fumble. Arkansas recovered at the Texas 22. Moved it in for the TD, and Arkansas leads 7-0. Texas huddling in its circular huddle as Darrell Royal paces along the far sideline. Frank Royals at the near sideline with his hands in his pocket, watching tensely. Texas in its full house, Y backfield. And there is a handoff to Wooster at left guard, and he is spun to the turf on his back about the 23-yard line. Hit hard by Dick Bumpus from Fort Smith. 225-pound defensive tackle. That was Steve Wooster carrying. He's made a couple of second-team All-America squads this year. He's a junior, 210 pounds. And he made the look All-America team. It'll be second down 7 for Texas at the Texas 23. The right end is split. Snap to Street. Street gives it off to Wooster. Hold it, right tackle over the 25 to the 29 and to about the 30-yard line of Texas. And that's that same Texas offense. That's the first time that it's really moved like it ordinarily moves. And it's a first down for Texas as they place the nose of the ball just outside the Texas 30, where Cliff Powell made the tackle, and he was helped by Terry Stewart from the defensive secondary. First and 10, Texas at its own 30, splits the right end. 4-man front, 4 linebackers, one of them up on the line. There is a handoff to Wooster, and Wooster nosedives to the ground about the 31 or 32-yard line. He was upended by Bruce James, a 6'3", 221-pounder from Moss Point, Mississippi. The nose of the ball just outside the Texas 31. It'll be second down, 9 to go for the Horns in white uniforms with orange numerals and orange socks. Arkansas with cardinal war bonnets, cardinal jerseys and white trousers and cardinal socks. Second down, 9, Texas at its 31. Street gives it off to Wooster. Wooster blasts right tackle over the 35, the 38-yard line. Wooster out to the 38. It'll be third down, 2 to go. Cliff Powell, Mike Bichetti, 2 of the linebackers. 2 of the 3 linebackers for Arkansas made the stop. It'll be third down and 2. Texas at its own 38 at the inbounds marker, 53 feet 4 inches in from the far side of the gridiron. That was Wooster on the carry, and Texas has taken it inside every play so far. They trail 7-0. Here they are, third and 2. It's a critical down for both sides. Street on the outside option, pitches Coy, sweeping left, 40, collides with the tackler at the 43, bumped out of bounds about the 44 of Texas at the near sideline. Dennis Berner and Cliff Powell bumping Ted Coy and knocking him out of bounds. 212-pound senior halfback from Belleville. The last of the famed Coy family to start at the University of Texas. They bring the ball in just outside the Texas 43. That's Texas' second first down. Arkansas had 1. It'll be first and 10. Texas on its own 43. They've moved 23 yards since the touchback following the kickoff. 11:24 to play. First period, Texas trails 7-0. And here is the counter play to Coy, the right half, who goes to about the 45, maybe the 46-yard line, as he went over his own right guard after taking a stutter step to his left, then running the counter to the 45. He picked up 2. It'll be second and 8. Bruce James made the tackle. The ball on the Texas 45, second down, 8 to go. Splits the right end, full house backfield, 4-4 diamond defense. Street has the ball. Street runs the option. He keeps. He turns the corner over the 45, the 50 into Arkansas territory to the 49-yard line. James Street, the Texas quarterback, getting down fairly close to a first down. They'll need a couple of more yards at the Arkansas 49. That was Street on the carry. He had run for 339 yards. Prior to that one, that gives him 345. He's averaged 4.9. Dick Bumpus was the tackler. Listen to the crowd in the background. Third down, 2 to go. Texas operating on the Arkansas 49, and they're moving. 6-2-2-1 defense for Arkansas. Y backfield for Texas, or the wishbone T. Hand off to Wooster, the fullback, hitting a left tackle, and he struggles down to the 47, turns on the extra effort to the 46, and that should be enough for the first down. Referee Carl Landis is eyeing the first down gauge and signals first and 10 for Texas on the Arkansas 46. Jim Bertelson threw a good block, a getaway block for Steve Wooster. The tackle was by Cliff Powell and by Jerry Moore of the defensive secondary. Powell chaired the containment committee. First and 10. Texas working at the Arkansas 46-yard line. 4-man front for Arkansas. The linebackers dancing around, and there are 4 of them. Street has the snap. Street makes a handoff. He keeps around the corner to the 44 of Arkansas. And then is caught in a cloud of Arkansas muscle and driven back. But the forward progress will be ruled to just inside the 44 of the Razorbacks. Call it the 44 and make it second down and 8 to go for Texas. Texas is moving. They have gone 36 yards from their own 20. Rick Kersey and Cliff Powell took the wind out of the sails of Mr. Street, the quarterback. Texas is huddling. Arkansas in trenches with 4 men up front. There are 3 linebackers. The monster man, Bobby Thiel, moves up on the line now at defensive right end. Street is dropping back to pass. He's throwing the bomb. He's looking for Spire down the far side. It's intercepted at the 10-yard line, and Terry Stewart falls back to the 8 of Arkansas. Terry Stewart of Arkansas intercepts as he plucked it out of the arms of Cotton Spire at the 10, and his momentum carried him backward to the Arkansas 8 where he fell, and Arkansas will take over 1st and 10. That was the first Texas pass. And Terry Stewart said earlier this season that Texas will run and run and run and lull you to sleep and then throw the bomb. But he was definitely awake and he made the interception. Arkansas on the line of scrimmage now, 1st and 10 at its own 8, leading 7-0 with 6 minutes gone in the first quarter. Slot to the right side with 2 speed backs out to the right now. In the slot, and it's split in. And Bill Burnett, the power back, goes outside the 10 to about the 12-yard line of Arkansas as he danced over right tackle and was met by Big Bill Atessis, 257 pounds, who made second-team All-American this year, and honorable mention on another All-American unit. The ball is on the 11 and a half, knows the ball just outside the 11. We'll call it the 11 of Arkansas. Second down. About 7 to go for the Razorbacks. They have a slot to the right with 2 running backs. The left end is split only about 2 yards. And going straight up the middle is Burnett. Behind a surge of muscle, and he rides the tide to the 14-yard line of Arkansas. There, Glenn Halsell, a senior linebacker from Odessa, hits him first. And then Carl White, a sophomore from McKinney, in the front line, comes in to finalize the tackle at the Arkansas 14. Third down, 4 to go. Again, a big play for both sides. Texas down 7-0 as Arkansas recovered a fumble in the opening minute of the game and moved it in for the TD. 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Arkansas leads 7-0. They set the slot to the right side with Dykes in the slot, and Reese is the split in. Montgomery rolls right. He's looking for those 2 lads. He's in trouble. He has to run to the 10 to the 15 to the 20. He trips over one of his own men and falls on the 22, but he's got the first down in Arkansas territory. First down, Arkansas. Jerry Dawsey, the second-team All-America player, pulled downfield and threw a good block. He's a senior from Lawton, weighs 235, Lawton, Oklahoma. He was hit down by Bill Zapalak and Scott Henderson, a couple of the linebackers for Texas. Now Texas setting up a 1-2-3-4 man front. 1-2-3-4 linebackers. Zapalak draws in on the line opposite the tight end. Slot to the right side. Montgomery runs option right, keeps 25, 30, 35, jumped on his own 36-yard line. Carl White caught him around the shoelaces and decked him, but it's another first down for Arkansas. How many is that, Stan? 3 for Arkansas. And 3. First and 10. Arkansas at its own 36-yard line. The ball at the near hash mark. 7:12 to go. First quarter. Arkansas leads 7-0. Now they put Reese at split left end, about 12 yards off the tackle, with Dykes in the slot to the wide side of the field. 4-4-3 defense. Hand off to Burnett. He's off left tackle to the 39, and there's the first flag of the afternoon. Bill Burnett on the carry. Tied for 3rd in the nation in scoring, coming into this game with 114 points, and he already has a touchdown today. He was knocked down by David Arledge and Scott Henderson. There was a flag on the play, and referee Dr. Carl Landis is talking with Glenn Halsell, one of the Texas tri-captains, and now he is stepping off a penalty against Arkansas, sending them up the river for 5 yards for illegal motion. Moving it back to the 31-yard line from the 36 in Arkansas territory. The hog call. Arkansas to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 15 at its own 31. Split left end, flanker right, draw play to Maxwell, the fullback, knocking it left tackle to the 32, perhaps to the 33. Maxwell carrying, came into the game 6th in conference rushing with 559 yards. Scott Henderson was the man who caged him. Carl White came along with a shoulder to give a defensive assist just inside the Arkansas 33. It'll be 2nd down and a long 13 to go for the Razorbacks, who lead 7-0 with 6 minutes and 33 seconds to go in the opening quarter. The tension is absolutely fantastic. Slot to the right side. The left end is tight. 4-man front with one of the linebackers on the line. 3 linebackers overshifted toward the Arkansas slot. And Maxwell, one of the running backs, takes it again on almost a carbon copy of the previous play. Makes virtually no gain to bring up 3rd and long yardage. Greg Pletz and David Arledge were the 2 lads who slammed him down. And the ball has been placed on the Arkansas 33. The line to gain is the Arkansas 46. So make it 3rd down, 13 to go for the Porkers of Coach Frank Broyles. Playing on AstroTurf here under heavy skies that threaten rain at any moment. It rained about 2/3 of an inch starting last night and stopping this morning. Here's the third down play. Slot wide to the right. Montgomery dropping back in the pocket. Good protection. Chunks down the middle. Dicus open at midfield. Makes the grab at the 50. Darts to the 45. Dumped on the 45 of Texas. Chuck Dicus on the reception. And with that catch, Chuck Dicus breaks the Arkansas career receiving record with his 84th catch. He's only in his second year. Scott Henderson was the man who plastered him to the plane at the 45-yard line in Texas territory. First and 10 for Arkansas. Well, that was the payoff play on 3rd and 13. That one was for a lot of the marbles. And the cool, poised Montgomery found his target, threw the bullseye. Dicus made the catch, and Arkansas has a 1st and 10 on the Longhorn 45. Flanker left, split right in, 2 running backs, 4-man defensive front, 4 linebackers. Dropping back to passes, Montgomery gets a hard charge, shakes one tackler, another one has him by the right ankle, and dumps him back at the 50-yard line. That Texas defense pouring in on Montgomery. Greg Platt and David Arledge were the first 2 lads there, and then Big Bill Atestas got one of his big, powerful hands on him and wrecked him at midfield. The ball on the 50-yard line at the far hash mark. It'll be 2nd down, 15 to go for the Razorbacks. 4 minutes, 45 seconds remain in the opening quarter. The score is Arkansas 7 and Texas nothing. Brand, the center, over the ball. Dicus slots to the right. Reese splits it right in. The left end is tight. Texas with 1, 2, 3, 4-man front. Down in the 4-point stances. Montgomery sprints out to the right as though to pass. He gets a hard rush, but picks up a block. 45, 50, fumbles the ball at the 49. It floats downfield to the 42 of Texas, recovered by Arkansas. Recovered by Dicus, who was a receiver who came back to recover Montgomery's fumble. And that will not be nearly enough for the first down. As the ball is recovered at the Texas 42, Carl White was the man who separated Bill Montgomery from the ball. Montgomery has run for 68 yards prior to today, passed for 1,128 yards and 8 touchdowns. 3rd down coming for Arkansas. 7 to go from the Texas 42. It's at the near hash mark. Arkansas out of the huddle. The right end is fairly tight. There's a slot back left, a split left end. Montgomery's backpedaling to pass. Gets a hard rush. Picks up some protection. Runs over to the side, stands on the 50, throws Dicus open on the 32 to the 30, and brought down on the 26-yard line of Texas. Man, oh man, has that Montgomery got a lot of cool. Wow. His protection almost broke down. He managed to regain it. He waltzed to the left about 15 yards, and by that time, Dicus was open. He fired it to Dicus, and Steinmark made the tackle for Texas on the Horn 26-yard line. 3:25 to go in the first period. Arkansas 7 and Texas nothing. Now Arkansas is on the move. Dicus splits it left in. Reese is a flanker to the right. 6-man front for Texas. 2 overshifted linebackers. 3 deep secondary. Montgomery has the snap. Fakes the handoff to Burnett. He throws deep. He's looking for Dicus. Dicus has it on the 1, and he's in for a touchdown. But there is a flag. There is a flag. Hold it, a flag at the 15. Dicus caught it for the touchdown, but there is a flag. Now we'll watch for the preliminary signal. The officials are waving that the touchdown will apparently be nullified. Montgomery hit Dicus, who had beat the Texas secondary. He was behind him. Interference against Arkansas. Offensive interference. That's a 15-yard fine. The ticket against Arkansas for offensive interference. And referee Carl Landis hands down a 15-yard fine, moving the ball back to the 41-yard line. From the line of scrimmage, which was the 26th, it's now at the Texas 41. It'll be 1st and 25 to go. And that is loss of a down, so make it 2nd and 25. 3:06 remaining. First period. Arkansas 7, Texas nothing. Stan, I don't know how those players could have slept very much last night with all the tension. This place is absolutely electric. And I can assure you that nobody on our crew did much sleeping last night because of the tension of this great and dramatic game. The snap to Montgomery. Back to pass. He's getting a hard rush from Atestas. He's getting a hard rush from Arledge. He fights him off, but now Atestas and Arledge corralling deep, deep, deep at the 35-yard line of Arkansas. A tremendous loss. A loss of 24 yards. Atestas and Arledge, the defensive end, turned the radar on, and they absolutely melted Montgomery back at the 35-yard line. He just couldn't escape. He tried all the Houdini he had in him, but there was a tremendous loss of 24 yards. Now, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, it is 3rd down coming. They must go to the 16-yard line, so that's 34 and 15, 49 yards, if my mathematics is correct. 3rd and 49 to go for Arkansas from their 35. Split left in, flanker to the right. It's a draw play. Maxwell up the middle over the 35 to the 39-yard line. And that'll bring up fourth down. Greg Pletz and Glenn Halsell brought Maxwell into bondage at the 39-yard line in Arkansas territory. Cotton Spire of Texas from Port Arthur, fifth in the conference in punt returns, goes back to run the punt back. As Kerry Stockdale, fourth in conference punting with an average of 38.4, will kick with the aid of about an 8-mile wind. Bill Carter in to snap. Gets a good snap back, belt buckle high. Long, wobbly kick going towards Spire. Out kicks the coverage 10 yards. He's got it on his own 17, up to the 20, cuts left to 25. At the 27, he's hit, tripped up, and flies forward to the 30-yard line of Texas. Minute 35 to go. We'd like to warn all of our stations along the network with a minute 35 to go in the first quarter that immediately at the end of the first quarter, the President of the United States will be introduced here, and we will delay our regular commercial cue at the end of the first quarter until after the President is introduced, and then we will throw our standard cue. We have a minute 35 remaining in the first quarter. Arkansas leads 7-0. That was a 45-yard punt by the Razorbacks. 13-yard run back. There is a called timeout on the field. And the score, Arkansas 7, Texas nothing. And here's Stan McKenzie.
It was on November 6th of 1869. The teams were Rutgers and Princeton, and the game was a primitive kind of rugby. Neither team realized it at the time that this was an historic occasion. It was the beginning of college football, which this year has celebrated its 100th anniversary. For 36 of those 100 years, Humboldt Oil and Refining Company has been broadcasting football throughout the Southwest. And every year, the game becomes more popular, more exciting, more colorful. We hope that you've enjoyed listening to the games as much as we enjoy bringing them to you. Connie, Arkansas took the ball a few moments ago on their own 8-yard line, and it looked as if they had moved 92 yards for a second touchdown in the ball game. But a pass thrown complete to Dicas for the would-be touchdown was called back. Arkansas is penalized for offensive pass interference. And so the Texas Longhorns will take over at their own 30-yard line as we go back to play.
Then I've just spotted the President down below us to the left. Now Texas to the line, 1st and 10. It's Wooster with a big hole in the middle. Daylight to the 35, the 38-yard line of Texas. And Dick Bumpus nabs him on the Texas 38. Wooster is really rolling through that Arkansas defense. Last year he gained 806 yards on the season. This year he's 7th in the conference in running with 555 coming into the game. And he propelled that with great blocking from his 30-yard line to his 38. An 8-yard effort. It'll be 2nd and 2 for Texas, which trails 7-0 with a minute 7 to go in the opening quarter. Split the left end. Y, full house backfield. Wooster up the middle, struggling for the first down. He's got it as he goes over the 40-yard line. Steve Wooster, who made the look All-American, gets the first down for Texas. Bruce James brought him down, and Cliff Powell aided him. Cliff Powell, a former All-State quarterback and trombone player in his high school band from Eudora, Arkansas, made Associated Press All-America third team. The ball is on the Texas 41. It's a 1st and 10 for the Orange of Texas. 6-2-2-1 Arkansas defense. 2 of those 6 men are linebackers. Street tries the option to the right, turns the corner to the 42, and then is carried back in an Arkansas avalanche inside his own 40. Mike Bichetti and Terry Stewart are the 2 lads who lead the defensive charge. As Street, who came into the game 6th in the Southwest Conference in total offense, tried to run it, and he picked up 1 yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 for Texas at the Texas 42, the Texas cheering section. About 5,000 Texas fans here out of the 45,000 on hand. Texas ready to go 2nd and 9 on its 42. Wooster up the middle. He dynamites to his own 45. He ran into a wall of muscle at the line of scrimmage, but with his great power, he turned to the 45. And Dick Bumpus was the man who effected the conquest. And that will be just about the end of the first quarter. The introduction of the President. He's being introduced right now. He's waving to the crowd. He is seated about the 35-yard line. He turns and waves toward the press box. The President of the United States has just been introduced. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score, Arkansas 7 and Texas nothing.
Football fever has certainly gripped the fans at today's big game. But this season of the year also brings on another kind of fever that strikes equally hard, Christmas shopping fever. And your participating Enco dealer, believe it or not, can help you cure this malady in a most pleasant way. With a fill-up of 8 gallons or more, he'll hand you a 300-piece Great Moments in American History jigsaw puzzle free. There are 12 different puzzles of famous scenes in American history, and you get one of them free with each 8-gallon gasoline purchase. They make great gifts for the children or anyone on your list. Hobby fans especially will like them because the finished puzzles can be made into a handsome decoupage, which also makes a fine Christmas present. Start your collection of free puzzles today while they last at your nearby Enco dealers. Remember, you get one free puzzle with each fill-up of 8 gallons or more. Enco, where you get all the extras.
With Stan McKenzie at Razorback Stadium in Fayetteville, where we're ready to go to the second quarter with Arkansas ahead 7-0. Texas and Arkansas have played 6 mutual opponents this year. The Longhorn victory margin averages 20 points more per game than the Razorback edge. 2 long winning streaks coming into the game. Texas with 18 straight, Arkansas with a 15 straight victory string. It is time for a station break. We pause now for station identification.
This is KRLD 1080 Dallas in its 44th year at your service.
Welcome back to the Battle of Fayetteville in the famed Ozark Mountains. Connie Alexander with Stan McKenzie. Our score is 7-0. Arkansas leading. These two teams have developed enough noteworthy statistics to decorate an entire tree. Here are just a few as time permits. Texas leads the nation in rushing with 376 yards per game. In fact, the Horns have cinched the rushing ground unless Arkansas holds them to minus 217 rushing today. Only team to ever exceed that average were the 1956 Oklahoma Sooners. Time is in as we go to the second quarter. Texas operating from its own 45. A handoff to Wooster at left guard. He is mobbed at his own 46, and that will bring up 4th down and 5. Mike Machete makes the tackle, aided by Roger Harnish, a sophomore from Little Rock. And Scooter Monzingo, the Texas punter, gets the call for action. A senior from Del Rio, Texas, coming in. 4th and 5 to go for Texas at its own 46. Monzingo will have the wind to his back. It is a misty afternoon. Letter high snap, hard rush, gets the kick away. A lofty skyscraping spiral, fair catch signal on the 18. Jerry Moore fields it at the 18 for Arkansas in Razorback property. Mentioning some of those other statistics, that was a 36-yard punt. Texas is also 5th in the nation in total offense, 3rd in total defense, 8th in rushing defense, and 4th in defense against scoring. 9 Texas backs have run more than 200 yards each. The Steers rank 2nd in the nation in scoring with 44 points per outing. Arkansas leads the country in defense against scoring, permitting only 6 8/10 points per game. And the Porkers have the 9th best scoring average at 35 points average per game. They lead 7-0, and here they go 1st and 10 at their 18. Pitch sweep round the left end. Burnett to the 17, 18, 19, 20 to the 21-yard line. Bill Burnett, who made honorable mention All-American, a junior from Bentonville, Arkansas, sweeps the left flank. And David Arledge and Mike Campbell of Texas make the tackle at the 21-yard line in Arkansas territory. Now they're planting it on the 22. So it'll be 2nd down and 6 to go for the Razorbacks at their own 22. They lead 7-0. They scored in the first minute of the game after recovering a Texas fumble. Slot to the right side of the wide side of the field for Arkansas. 4 men in the front trenches for Texas. Burnett on a counter play tries the left side and gets to about his own 24-yard line. Bill Burnett, who is a 3rd-team All-American as a player, and last year was 3rd-team academic All-American. Scott Henderson and Bill Zapalak collaborate for the tackle for Texas at the Arkansas 25. The nose of the ellipsoid just inside the Razorback 25. The Texas fans are cheering. 3rd down coming for Arkansas. A long 3 yards to go just inside their 25 is at the near hash mark. They set a slot to the wide side of the field. Halsell moves up on the line of scrimmage for Texas just before the snap. He collides with Bruce Maxwell, who peels over the 25 to the 26, perhaps the 27. Scott Henderson also on that tackle with Carl White. Bruce Maxwell on the carry. 6th in conference rushing, 559 yards, 214-pound senior from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. 20 pounds lighter and visibly quicker than a year ago. He's famed for his blocking. It's going to be 4th down, 1 to go for Arkansas at its own 27. Stockdale, the punter, in, averaging 38.4. Kicked 46 yards with the wind in the first quarter. Now he must putt into it to the waiting Cotton Spire at the Texas 29. Good snap. Here's the punt. It's a good spiral. Sailing well downfield to Spire. He fair catches at his own 37-yard line. And Texas takes over at the Texas 37. Some of those other significant statistics. Texas, the #1 defense, has given up only 34 points, their #1 defense this year. Arkansas's balanced attack offensively averages 224 rushing yards, 191 passing yards per game. Stockdale's punt was 36 yards into the wind. There There is a call timeout on the field with the score. Arkansas 7 and Texas nothing. And now here's Stan McKenzie.
Seems like you're not getting the mileage out of your tires that you used to. High-speed freeway driving wears tires out faster. Power steering and power brakes have their effect, too. But here's a tip from your Enco dealer on how to make your tires last up to 20% longer. The answer is regular tire rotation. It's a small thing, easy to forget. Yet it can make as much as 20% difference in the life of your tires. On the average tire, that's about 4,000 more miles of safe driving. Your Enco dealer suggests you have him rotate your tires next time you stop in for an oil change. And if you need a new set, remember, he stocks the famous Atlas line, headed up by the new HP, the high-performance tire, stronger by far than any conventional 4-ply tire. Stop at the Enco sign where you get all the extras. Connie?
2.5 minutes gone in the second quarter. Texas trails 7-0. They have it first and 10 from their 37. Here they go with an option pitch to Coy around left end. He's tripped up on the 36, and his 6-foot frame leans forward to the 38-yard line. There is a flag downfield. Tackled at the Texas 38 was Ted Coy. Here comes a penalty against Texas. It's a major penalty. A 15-yard walk-off. Back inside the 25 for clipping. Let's see where they pinpoint the pigskin. Here it comes. On the 24 and a half, but call it the 24. Texas first down now at its own 24. The line to gain is the Texas 47, so it'll be first and 23. Lynn Garner was the man who made a beautiful defensive play on Ted Coy. As Coy tried to go around left end on the option, the outside option, the famed Texas triple option. There is a collision in the Texas backfield as Street collides with a couple of other backs. Wooster carries the ball for no gain, perhaps a slight loss, as Roger Harnish penetrated defensively. A loss of about half a yard. That knows the ball just inside the Texas 24. It'll be second down and a long 23 yards to go for the Longhorns. Here come the Horns to the line of scrimmage now. 3 minutes gone, second quarter. Arkansas leads 7-0. Street is back to pass. He chunks. Spire open at his own 41. Spire hit immediately as he falls to the 43-yard line of Texas. Brought down by Terry Stewart, 191-pound senior from Fort Smith, honorable mention All-American. The pass from Street to Spire. Street has hit 34 out of 71 this season for 575 yards, 3 touchdowns. Spire came into the game 10th in the conference in receiving with 26 receptions, 427 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Billy Dale subs in for Jim Bertelson at left half for Texas. It is third down, 4 to go for the Horns at their own 43 at the near hash mark. They split the left end. They have the wide backfield with the 2 halfbacks behind the guard. Street fakes a handoff, fires to the left side, incomplete, intended for Spire at the 42-yard line. That was a quick one. They call that a hitch, where Spire just goes a step or so, then turns around, and it's incomplete, and it'll bring up fourth down. Jerry Moore was barreling in on James Street, who tried to hit Spire. Spire had it, but dropped it. Monzingo comes off the Texas bench from the bullpen as Texas faces 4th and 4 at its own 43. With 4 minutes gone in the second quarter, it's Arkansas 7 and Texas nothing. Here's the punt by Monzingo, a nose-up spiral, floating downfield to a fair catch at the 20-yard line by Jerry Moore of Arkansas, a top student in industrial management, a junior from Benton, Arkansas. High school, he was all super state. Listen to that crowd. It'll be first and 10 for the Razorbacks just outside their 20-yard line. Just a moment now to say a special hello to all our servicemen and their families tuned in worldwide today on American Forces Radio. It's great to have you with us. And we have a special civilian network up in Alaska this afternoon. We'll talk a little more about that as time permits. First and 10. Montgomery back as though to pass. He chunks to the left side of Dicus on the 19. He's to the 20, zigzags the 25, hit at the 30, but flies forward to his own 35 before landing on the AstroTurf. Chuck Dicus on the reception came into the conference 5th in receiving. Hit first by Danny Lester, who knocked him off balance, and then Scott Henderson came in to anchor him. Dicus came into this game with 33 receptions, 548 yards, 3 touchdowns. He made the American Football Coaches All-Star Squad this year, an honorable mention All-American. It'll be first and 10, Arkansas at its own 35 to the line of scrimmage with a slot to the right, a draw play to Maxwell, a big hole in the middle. He's the 35, the 40, to the 43-yard line of Arkansas before Zapalak hits him on the leg and trips him up. Bruce Maxwell on the carry. This season has averaged 5.8 per voyage. Last year, 5 yards average per effort. 214 pounds. He found daylight in the middle, a hole as wide as the Milky Way, and he traipsed through there to his own 43. It'll be second down and 2 to go. 37 yards on the last punt by Monzingo. Slot to the right for Arkansas, which leads 7-0. Four-man front with a linebacker making 5. Burnett, big hole to the 50. Burnett to the 45. Veers left and jumps on the Texas 41. Burnett of Arkansas found a hole in the Texas defense. And he went all the way to the Texas 41 before Zapalak brought him down. Rod Brand, the center, and Jerry Dawson, the left guard, are responsible for opening the hole. And Texas calls timeout. Texas trails 7-0. They call timeout as Arkansas has just opened up a fresh bundle of first downs on the Texas 41. 5 minutes and 10 seconds of the second quarter are elapsed, and Arkansas leads 7-0. Texas is so deep and so strong that its starting backfield has played in only 56% of the rushing plays this year. Texas has committed turnovers every 31 plays. Arkansas has committed turnovers every 54 plays. Texas has had a total of 24 turnovers on the season. Arkansas only 14. But Texas has obtained 42 enemy turnovers. Those are statistics which may have bearing later on today. The Texas pass defense has allowed only 40% completion. Arkansas has had only 5 interceptions all year out of 250 passes, but Texas has intercepted 25 in its first 9 games. Crowd-wise, Texas has played to 500 million customers this year. Arkansas to 350,000 in their first 9 games. And now this mass of figures has served to confuse you. Just think about what the opponents of these two teams have had to face this year. The famous hog call. Time is in with 9:50 to go in the first half. Arkansas leading 7-0, and they have a 1st and 10 on the Texas 41. Slot to the right, the left end fairly tight. Montgomery sprints out to the right, almost knocked down by Campbell, gets the pass off, almost intercepted by Steinmark at the Texas 33. Blitzing Mike Campbell almost got the quarterback, Bill Montgomery. Montgomery eluded him, got the pass away, looking for Dicus. Steinmark danced in front of Dicus and almost had himself a purloined pass. Stops the clock. 9:44 to go, first half. Arkansas 7 and Texas nothing. 2nd and 10, Arkansas operating on the Texas 41 at the near hash mark. Slot to the right side. 4-man front defensively. Hand off to the right half, hitting center. That's Maxwell inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. Big Bruce Maxwell shaves off about 4 yards down to the Texas 4, where Greg Pletz and Glenn Halsell buffet him to earth. Ball on the Texas 37. 3rd down, 6 to go. Arkansas operating 3rd and 6. It has title to the ball now. Reese is the split end. He's a speed back, the fastest man on the team. And Dicus, who has all the moves plus speed, is in the slot just inside Reese to the wide side of the field. Montgomery back to pass, rushed hard, and thrown by White back at the 49-yard line of Texas. Big Carl White, 226-pound sophomore from McKinney, was the man who penetrated the foreigner in the Arkansas formation and infiltrated for the tackle. They ruled that Montgomery was officially down at the Texas 47. It'll be 4th down coming from there. 4th and about 16 to go. Spire goes back to the Texas 10 to receive Kerry Stockville's punt. As a 6'5" English major from Richmond, Virginia, takes the snap, applies the leather, a end-over-end kick, which is fielded at the 18-yard line on a fair catch by Spire on his own 18. And he had to lunge forward to make that one. As the wind may have held it up a little, the wind to the backs of the Longhorns out of the north here in the second period. That was a 29-yard punt, and Texas will take over on its own 18-yard line. We've had a report that 18 to 20 Razorback rooters in Vietnam telephoned here to the press box to say that they're listening on Armed Forces Radio, American Forces Radio, and I'm sure there are many Razorbacks and many Longhorns listening around the world. We say hello to all of you. Here goes Wooster up the middle of the 24-yard line. Wooster wading through tacklers and then hit down by quick Rick Kersey, a junior from Conway, Arkansas. A mini-sized tackle who makes the big play, 200 pounds. Bobby Mitchell opened the door at left guard for Wooster. For a gain of 6, it'll be 2nd down and 4. Texas at its own 24. 8 minutes remain in the first half. Arkansas leads 7-0. Spire splits at the left end, the right end tight. It's a wide backfield, 4-man front, 4 linebackers, 2 of them up on the line of scrimmage. Bertelson from left half runs the inside belly over the right side to the 25, the 26, the 27. He did not get the first down for Texas. Lynn Garner and Cliff Powell turned on the stoplight at the Texas 27-yard line. It's 3rd down, 1 to go for the Texas Longhorns. That was Bertelson on the carry. Came into the game tied for 21st in the nation in scoring, 2nd in conference scoring behind Bill Burnett. Has just made one All-America 3rd team as a sophomore. Split left end, wide backfield. Activity in the neutral zone before the snap. Street takes it, goes to the left about 2 yards and cuts. Everything comes to a halt before he is tackled. He is bumped by a defender. There were flags on the play before the snap as there was some encroachment on the neutral zone. And let's see what it's all about. The referee, Carl Landis, conferring with one of the other officials. Now here comes the signal. Illegal procedure. Charged against Texas. Charged against both sides. It is an offsetting foul. Third down. Yard to go. Wooster trying for the first down. Gets to about the 28, maybe outside the 28. Close to the first down is Wooster. They're still unstacking. The nose of the ball placed at the 28.5 now. And the line to gain is the 28, first down. Texas, the first down, just outside is 28, where Bumpus, Kersey, and Harnish. The inner sanctum of the Arkansas defense made the tackle. 1st and 10, Texas on its own 28.5, almost the 29. Let's call it the 29. Texas sets a flanker with a split end to the left for the first time this afternoon. That is just to divide and conquer as they open up the middle, and Wooster goes over the 30, the 35 to his own 36. Lynn Garner and Dick Bumpus are there for the stop. Lynn Garner last year racked up the 4th best defensive scoring performance of the 1960s for the University of Arkansas. Mike Dean and Bob McKay opened the door for Wooster on that play to the Texas 36, where it is 2nd down, 3 to go. Bob McKay is All-American at right tackle. Spire split at right end, 5 yards off McKay. The inside belly off left tackle with Coy fighting over the 40, and then is caught in a bear hug by monster man Bobby Field at the Texas 41 and driven back. Forward progress to the Texas 41, and that will be another first down for Texas. Roger Harnish goes to the Arkansas bench and is replaced by Terry Don Phillips, a senior from Longview, Texas, younger brother of Lloyd Phillips, who was twice All-American here at Arkansas. 7-0 is the score. Arkansas leads with 6 minutes to go in the second period. Texas 1st and 10 at its 41. Wooster with a power play off left tackle goes to 45, thrown to his back on the Texas 46. Wooster carrying as Texas fights through the line. Bobby Wunsch at the left tackle and Bobby Mitchell at left guard through the key blocks for Texas. Wunsch has made honorable mention All-American and also made the American Football Coaches Association All-Star squad this year. 2nd down for Texas, 5 to go at the Texas 46-yard line. The snap to Street. Street gives it to Bertelson, the 2nd man through the right tackle hole to the 48, the 49 of Texas. And Bobby Field makes the tackle. He's a junior monster man from Farwell, Texas, knocking down Bertelson. Bobby Field was one of the top high school quarterbacks in West Texas. Gained 1,700 yards as a high school senior. He's active in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Just listen to the anxiety and the tension and the noise of the crowd here at Razorback Stadium in Fayetteville. 3rd down, about 3 to go for Texas, just outside its 48. Street gives it to Wooster, and it's power off left, or to Coy, power off left tackle. Coy follows Wooster over the 50 to the 47-yard line of Arkansas. Another first down for Texas. Mike Bichetti, a former high school state discus champion from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, knocks the ball carrier Coy down with help from Eagle Scout Dennis Berner of Little Rock. The ball on the Arkansas 47. 1st and 10 to go for Texas, which trails 7-0 as time becomes a factor with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first half. 5 men in the front trenches for Arkansas. Umbrella secondary with an inverted left safety. Wooster carrying to the left side, inside the 45 to the 44. They cannot get him off his feet, but they stop him at the Arkansas 44. Cliff Powell, the first man there, a top student in agricultural engineering, hit second in by Jerry Moore. Jerry Moore, the junior from Benton, Arkansas, coming in to help Cliff Powell on the tackle at the Arkansas 44. Second down and 7 to go for the Longhorns of Coach Darrell Royal. It does not appear to be raining, but it is extremely misty and foggy looking. Split right in, flanker right is Coy for Texas to the wide side of the field. Bertelson hits off the left side to the 40-yard line of Arkansas. Cliff Powell collides with him first, and then Jerry Moore again comes in as those two lads repeat their tackling performance of the previous play. Jim Bertelson, the sophomore from Hudson, Wisconsin, moves it to the Arkansas 40. Third down coming and 3 to go. 3 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the first half. Arkansas 7 and Texas nothing. Texas is on the move. They split the right end. They have a full house Y backfield. And they give it to Coy. And there is a roadblock as he goes to the 38-yard line. He tried to dart left and then right, but there was just a mass of humanity there. Let's see where they officially put the ball. It's on the 38 and a half. The line to gain is inches inside the 37. It's fourth down. Slightly less than 2 yards to go. We're getting a timeout called by Texas. Texas calls time, and James Street, the Texas quarterback, goes over to talk to Coach Darrell Royal. Credit Lynn Garner and Bruce James with the last tackle. It's going to be fourth down, slightly less than 2 yards to go for Texas, just outside the Arkansas 38. Stan McKenzie, do you have any observations?
Well, only that Arkansas has put points on the scoreboard for the 37th consecutive game, not since a 7-0 shutout by Baylor. In the fourth game of the 1966 season, has a Razorback team failed to score. Prior to today, the Hogs had tallied 317 points this year, making this only the third Arkansas team in history to surpass the 300-point plateau in one season. And as we said during the pregame activities, Texas has scored 399 points. So if and when they score today, they will surpass the 400-point total for the first time in Southwest Conference history. The Texas band across the way.
And now back to Connie Alexander.
In addition to our worldwide coverage on American Forces Radio today, we're honored to have a special Alaska network joining us. KINY in Juneau, KENI in Anchorage, KFAR Fairbanks, KTK in Ketchikan, and KIFW Sitka. Welcome aboard. Ready to go to play. Fourth down, 2 to go. At the Arkansas 38. Street calling the signals for Texas. Street gives it. No, he fakes the handoff. He keeps around left into the 36-yard line. He faked the handoff to Wooster with good deception. He ran the inside option to the left, turned the corner to the 36 and a half. First down for Texas. Lynn Garner and Cliff Powell accomplished the entrapment on Mr. Street, but he managed to get that first down with very little to spare. Just about the length of the pigskin. 3 minutes to play in the first half. Texas down 7-0. Now they're moving. They have a split left end. Street gives it to Bertelson on the inside belly, left half over right tackle inside the 35 to the Arkansas 34. Mike Bichetti of the Arkansas defense makes the stop. Communications major Jim Bertelson on the carry, 192-pound, 5'10" sophomore. He took it to the 34 of Arkansas. Second down coming, 8 to go for the Longhorns. Randy Stout in for Bobby Mitchell. He weighs 250 at left guard for Texas. 2:25 to go in the half. Snap to Street. Fake handoff, runs the option. Outside option, pitch to Bertelson. Bertelson trouble on the 34. Tries to slice between two lads and is sandwiched at the 31 of Arkansas. Bobby Field hit him on one side, Terry Stewart on the other. Tackle at the 31 and a half in Razorback territory. Third down coming, and about 5 to go for Texas. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Bobby Mitchell back in for Randy Stout at left guard for Texas. Spire and Peschel are the ends. Arkansas with 4 men up front. 3 linebackers, the monster man moving up as a linebacker. 3 deep secondary. Split left end, flanker left for Texas. Hand off to Wooster. He's mobbed at the 31 and swept back in a man slide to the Arkansas 34. Cliff Powell hit him first. Bruce James coming along second, and what a game Powell is playing. Now that puts the ball on the 34. Let's see, no, they're ruling it forward. Progress to the 31-yard line in Arkansas territory. It'll be fourth down coming and 5 to go. And Texas has called for a timeout. Fourth down and 5 to go for Texas at the Arkansas 31, a minute 38 remaining to be played in the first half. National championship recognition goes to a Southwest Conference football team for a third time within 7 seasons here today. For the winner, victory means a second national claim in that span. Texas was the unanimous choice in 1963, and Arkansas was honored by the football writers after the 1965 bowl games. Other Southwest Conference teams to win national championships were SMU in 1935, TCU in 1938, and Texas A&M in 1939. We still have a timeout downfield with the ball resting on the Arkansas 31, where it'll be 4th and 5 to go. Texas in possession. In their backfield, James Street, Jim Bertelson, Steve Booster, and Ted Coy. The line from left to right: Peschel, Wunsch, Mitchell, Wiegand, Dean, McKay, and Spire. The Arkansas front four defensively: Bruce James, Terry Don Phillips, Dick Bumpus, and Rick Kersey. The three linebackers: Powell, Garner, and Bichetti. Here we go. 4th and 5. Big play. Split left end, flanker left. Snap to Street. Runs left. Hard rush. Passes downfield. Intercepted and dropped on the 17-yard line by Dennis Berner. He leaped in the air. He had it chest high. He juggled it and dropped it. That stops the clock with 1:32 to go in the half, and Arkansas cheers. Arkansas celebrates as the Razorbacks contain Texas, stopping the drive at the Arkansas 31, where Arkansas takes over 1st and 10 with 92 seconds to go to the halftime intermission. Before 45,000 spectators, before the President of the United States and a host of other dignitaries. Slot to the right, to the wide side of the field for Arkansas on 1st and 10. Snap to Montgomery. Burnett goes off right tackle to the 35-yard line of the Porkers. There, Big Bill Atessis cages him. Bill Burnett on the carry, a 189-pound, 6-foot junior letterman from Bentonville, Arkansas. In high school, he made 6 touchdowns in 7 carries. A great student as well as a great player. Tied the Arkansas season scoring record with 96 points last year. This year, up to this moment, he has 120 points, 216 on his career. A cold wind comes into our press box now as Burnett, or rather Maxwell, slashes the left side to his own 39. David Arledge, a little guy who makes a lot of big plays, makes the tackle for Texas. He weighs only 183, a sophomore from Richardson. Time is rapidly running out in the first half, 40 seconds to go. I believe it is starting to rain. 39-yard line of Arkansas, 3rd down coming, and 2 to go for the Razorbacks. 28 seconds left in the first half. Slot to the right, 4-man front, 4 linebackers, 3 deep diamond secondary. Burnett starts toward right tackle, veers 45 degrees left over the 40 to his own 41, close to the first down as time runs, 15 seconds to go in the half. Pletz and Henderson are the tacklers, and officials timeout with the ball resting on the Arkansas 41. 13 seconds remaining on the clock as the officials timeout stops it now, and they're bringing out the first down gauge to see if Arkansas got the first down. Here's the stretch of the chain. It is just about 3 or 4 lengths short. Arkansas just 3 or 4 lengths short, but they appear to be playing it conservatively as they're keeping it on the ground here in the dying seconds of the first half. They have 4th down coming. Just about 3 or 4 inches to go. Steinmark goes back as the Texas safety. Stockdale will punt into the wind. The clock is running now. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3. Here's the punt. It is blocked. Rolling back to the 28-yard line. Diving for it is Zapalak on the 26th of Arkansas. The clock shows that time has expired. Zapalak recovers the blocked kick. It was blocked by linebacker Scott Henderson, and Bill Zapalak recovered, but time runs out in the first half, and that's the end of the first half with the score: Arkansas 7 and Texas nothing.
One gasoline has got it all. Fill up and feel the Tiger. All alive. Get Tiger power every time you drive. With Eco Extra gasoline.
One gasoline has got it all. All the power you can use. Why settle for less than a Tiger? Next time, fill up with Inco Extra. You'll be miles ahead.
Get through the stars and keep your engine clean. With Eco Extra gasoline. Feel the Tiger come alive. Feel the Tiger come alive. Feel the Tiger come alive.
Time for a station break. Your hosts this afternoon are Humble Oil and Refining Company and your neighborhood Happy Motoring dealer. Remember, the Happy Motoring sign is where you get all the extras. We pause briefly for station identification.
This is your constant companion, KRLD 1080 Dallas.
Congressional delegation, members of the Arkansas General Assembly, and other...
From the rolling campus of the University of Arkansas, it's the ellipsoid epic #1 versus #2. And wow, are we thrilled to be here. Connie Alexander with Stan McKenzie. We've just had time run out in the first half with Arkansas leading 7-0. We're ready for the big halftime show. And here to tell you about it, Stan McKenzie.
Connie, we've just had an introduction on the public address system, again introducing and welcoming to the University of Arkansas the President of the United States, Mr. Richard Nixon. Also, Governor Winthrop Rockefeller from Arkansas is here, a number of senators and U.S. representatives, and other dignitaries from throughout the two states, Texas and Arkansas, and from our nation's capital. It's our pleasure to introduce here at halftime, as the Texas band gets ready to perform at halftime, Mr. Wilbur Evans, who's the Executive Director of the Cotton Bowl Athletic Association, and also administrative assistant to the Southwest Conference. Wilbur, everything is set for the Cotton Bowl except for one thing, the identity of the host team.
That's right, and we're, of course, having a great show here today. I think Arkansas's first half defensive performance is probably one of the best we've seen this season.
Well, as we said earlier, Texas has perhaps the greatest rushing offense in collegiate history. As a matter of fact, they're #2 in collegiate records in that category going into today's game. And certainly Arkansas is the nation's leader in defense against scoring. And they've shown why in the first half, as they've held Texas scoreless for the first time this year. As a matter of fact, Texas has been behind only one time this year, I believe, against Oklahoma, and they failed to score in 2 quarters of play. Getting back to the Cotton Bowl Classic coming up, what's been the general reaction to your earlier announcement that Notre Dame will be the guest team?
Well, it's been real good. As a matter of fact, we were pleasantly pleased with the response we got, first of all, in the Southwest. The press and everybody is just very enthusiastic about it. And, of course, we've got great national reaction. We're going to have the greatest coverage from a press standpoint, Stan, we've ever had.
And I guess, Wilbur, it's going to be quite a game in order to avoid being anticlimactic to this great show here at Fayetteville today.
That's right. In other words, if it is an anticlimax, it's going to be one of the best ones ever staged.
That's right. Well, tell us about your reaction to this game. You've been here, I guess, for several days this week. You've seen members of the press from throughout the United States. You've seen dignitaries here, the build-up, the tremendous tension and excitement leading up to this football game. Is this one of the biggest football weeks that you've seen, and you've seen many throughout the many years of the Southwest Conference?
Oh, undoubtedly it is the largest I've ever seen. Of course, back in 1935, you know, the build-up for the SMU-TCU showdown was tremendous, but in those days we didn't have television, so it wasn't as well regarded nationwide as this game is, and wasn't built up near to the extent. There's, of course, been excitement here all week, and I think, well, it's the trend is a little different from what I expected. I thought there would be more scoring in the first half than that, and I think most of the fans expected more scoring. But like I said earlier, Arkansas just defense really, I think, came through strong.
Yes, and we'll be looking at the field position situation, which also is important in football games. Arkansas got good field position one time, and that has been the ball game so far. Yes.
Excuse me, I think one thing highly significant, or it appeared to be, was Arkansas' decision to kick off to start the ball game. I assume that maybe they thought Texas might make the error, which they did, you know, on the early fumble, and they were quick to capitalize on it. So I think that could possibly determine the national championship.
Very much so. Mr. Evans, exactly who will make the official presentation of the official invitation, shall we call it, to the Cotton Bowl Classic at the end of this game in the dressing room of the winning team?
Stan, it may fall on my lot. Phil Scoville, our vice president, was due here. As a matter of fact, he just walked in the booth, so he will be the one extending the invitation.
Well, we'd like to ask Mr. Scoville if you'd come in and say hello to us, Mr. Scoville.
Thank you. Don't let me move old Wilbur out. He's a better hand at this than I am.
Well, sir, we'd like to know what you're going to say. We don't know which dressing room you'll say it in, but what will you say?
You mean whether I'm going to say hello, Frank, or how you doing, Darrell? I don't know.
But it's
quite
a ball game to this stage.
It's a great ball game. I haven't seen any of it, but it's wonderful, so I hear. I just got here.
Well, thank you very much for dropping by our booth, and thank you, Wilbur Evans, for also visiting with us here at halftime.
while the University of Texas Band is putting on quite a halftime performance, a special musical marching salute by the nation's #1 college marching band. The band is under the direction of Vincent R. Donino with assistant directors Michael Sandgarden and Warren George. Drum major is Tom Wagner, senior fine arts major from Dallas, Texas. And they're putting on quite a musical show with the theme of Christmas. We saw a few moments ago they had made the outline of a huge Christmas tree. And as the band continues, we're very happy to have another guest at halftime at our Humble Network microphones. He's Mr. John Murphy, who is the scouting coach at Notre Dame. We were just talking to Wilbur Evans, and he indicated the excitement that is obvious in Texas and throughout the Southwest that Notre Dame will be the visiting team this year in the Cotton Bowl. Sir, what are your